Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to do the distribution of undistributed reserves and profits in admission and treatment of workmen's compensation reserve and investment fluctuation reserve. All right. So the first is distribution of undistributed reserves and profits. Distribution of undistributed reserves and profit. In any organization, before they admit a new partner, there will be reserves, there will be undistributed profit that you can see on the liability side of the balance sheet. The old partners will distribute this before the admission of the new partner. So that means the reserves, the profit and loss account balance that you see on the liability side of the balance sheet should be cancelled or should be written off. So the journal entry for that is general reserve account debtor, profit and loss account debtor to old partners capital account. It's capital or current based on the method they adopt. General reserve being a liability, they have a debit credit balance. So when you write it off, you debit it. Likewise, profit and loss account being liability have a credit balance. To write it off, we debit it. So journal entry to transfer general reserve and profit and loss account to old partners capital account is general reserve account debtor, profit and loss account debtor to old partners capital account. Now we distribute this amount in OPSR ratio, old profit sharing ratio. Whereas goodwill we distribute in sacrificing ratio, but general reserve, profit and loss, everything will be distributed only in the old profit sharing ratio. So this is in regard to profit. Now what happens if there was loss? Loss means you can find the profit and loss account figure on the asset side of the balance sheet. Likewise, there will be some deferred revenue expenditure like advertisement expenditure, etc. So if you find those kind of things, this should also be written off, this should also be transferred. So old partners capital account debtor to profit and loss account to deferred revenue expenditure account. Again, the distribution should be in old profit sharing ratio. So distribution of undistributed profits in reserve is over. Now workmen's compensation reserve treatment. Workmen's compensation reserve is also an undistributed profit reserve. This is created by the employer to protect the employee of the organization. In case of any accident, the fund will be released from this account. Now, the journal entry in regard to this. Workmen's Compensation Reserve (WCR) is created out of firm's profit to meet possible liability to pay compensation to the employees. Now, position of the claim and its journal entry. When there is no claim, WCR will be debited, old partner's capital account will be credited. This means you find WCR in the liability side of the balance sheet and you don't see anything about this in the adjustment. So we assume there is no claim. So we transfer exact WCR figure to the old partner's capital account again in OPSR ratio. Now, the next one, when the claim is there, but the claim amount is lower than the reserve. The reserve is there, but claim amount is smaller than the reserve amount. So then, from the reserve amount, WCR account is debited. That means you are removing WCR. From the reserve amount, the claim amount will be separated first to an account called provision for WCC. From the reserve account, you transfer the claim amount to the WCC account. Then the remaining reserve will be transferred to the old partner's capital account in OPSR. And then this provision for WCC will appear in the reconstituted balance sheet in the liability side. Third case, when the claim is equal to the reserve. The claim amount and the reserve amount are same. So what do we do then? The entire reserve will be transferred as a claim, will be transferred to provision for WCC account. No amount will be there to distribute to old partners. So entire claim will be transferred to provision for WCC account. Provision for WCC will appear in the liability side of the new balance sheet. Last case, when the claim is higher than the reserve. There is a claim amount, but apparently the claim amount is more than the reserve amount. So then what do we do? Whatever reserve is there, that we first utilize. The remaining amount that we require to meet the claim, we take it from the revaluation account. So WCR account debtor, revaluation account debtor to provision for WCC. So this is how we deal with different cases of WCR. Now let's pick a sum and do this. So here I've taken a question to understand WCR in a better way. ABC are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio 4:3:2. D decided to admit D as a partner for 1/5 of the share. The balance sheet as on 31/3/21, liability 90,000, under liability WCR is 90,000, and there are four cases here. Case number 1, there is no claim at all. Case number 2, the claim amount is 45,000. Case number 3, claim amount is 90,000. Case number 4, claim amount is 99,000. Now, solution for the first case. When there is no claim, that means the entire reserve will be enjoyed by the partner. So WCR account debtor to old partner's capital account, here it's A's capital account to B's capital account to C's capital account. The entire WCR amount will be transferred. WCR amount is 90,000. Distribute 90,000 in the ratio of 4:3:2. That was the old ratio. So when you distribute 90, you get 40 to A, 30 to B, and 20 to C. Second case, where the claim amount is 45,000. The claim amount is 45,000 here. Reserve is 90, claim is 45. So to the extent where there is claim, that amount will be transferred to provision for WCC account. WCR account debtor 90,000. The claim is 45,000. So you transfer that to provision for workmen's compensation claim account, WCC account. Workmen's compensation claim account. We transfer 45,000. Remaining 45,000 will be distributed to old partners in their OPSR. So here the old partner is ABC. So A's capital account to B's capital account and to C's capital account, which I have to distribute the remaining 45,000. 90 minus 45, remaining 45, distribute in OPSR, which is 4:3:2. So we get 20,000, 15,000 and 10,000. This is for the second case. Now, third case, the claim is equal to the reserve. Reserve was 90, claim was also 90. So entire claim amount entire reserve amount will go to the claim account. WCR account debtor to provision for WCC account, entire 90,000 will go to the claim account. And as again, the claim provision for WCC will come in the liability side of the new balance sheet. Third case, where the claim was 99,000. The claim was 99,000, but the fund available in the reserve is only 90,000. So the claim amount is more than the reserve. So first we utilize the reserve WCR account that are 90,000. Remaining we need 9,000 that we take from the revaluation account, and to provision for WCC account 99,000. So this is how we deal with WCR in the question. Investment fluctuation reserve, the next reserve. Here also we'll have multiple cases. It is created out of the profit to meet the fall in the market value of the investment. The company will make investment. The investment are subject to market fluctuation. So if there is any difference in regard with the market value and the book value, they will set aside that money from the IFR account. They will take the shortage from the IFR account, investment fluctuation reserve account. Now, there can be 4 cases under this also. In position of the market value, no increase or decrease. So that means the book value equals to the market value. The book value is the value of investment inside the balance sheet. The market value is the value of investment given in the adjustment. If book value and market value are same, then there is no fluctuation in the price of the investment. Therefore, the entire reserve will be transferred to old partners capital account in OPSR. Case 2, where market value is less than the book value. Market value is the one that you see in the adjustment. Book value is the one that you see inside the balance sheet. Market value is less than the book value. So that means the price of the investment has gone down. Now, fall in the value is less than the IFR. Now, if the fall in the value is lesser than the IFR, so that means the decrease in the value of investment can be set off against the IFR account, which means we have fund in the IFR account to set off the loss. Then in that case, IFR account data to investment account to old partners capital account. Whatever loss we have met, that will be taken first. Remaining amount from the IFR will be distributed to old partners in OPSR. Second case, when the fall in the value is equal to IFR, the price have dropped to such an extent that the loss is equal to the IFR figure. In that case, the entire IFR will go to investment. Third case, when the fall is more than the IFR. So that means there is IFR, but the loss is more than the IFR. So just like WCR only, the deficit amount, we take it from the revaluation account. IFR account data, revaluation account data to investment account. So these are the different cases in which IFR is dealt. Now let's take a problem to understand this in a better way. So here is a question to understand IFR better. Balance sheet, liability side, IFR reserve is 18,000. So they were able to set aside 18,000 out of their profit as a reserve in the name of IFR. Now investment they have made is 2 lakh rupees. Well, as I told you before, investment are subject to market fluctuation. So book value of the investment is 2 lakh. The value that you see inside the balance sheet is called as the book value. Now, first case. When the book value is 2 lakh and there is no information about any market fluctuation, then the entire reserve will be enjoyed by the partner. So the transfer entry will be IFR account debtor to, assume ABC are partners here also. ABC to A's capital account, to B's capital account, and to C's capital account. Again in OPSR. So let's assume OPSR is 4:3:2, just like the previous case question. So I'm going to distribute 18,000 in OPSR of 4:3:2. So A will get 8,000, B will get 6,000, and C will get 4,000. This is when there is no information about any market fluctuation. Case 2. Case 2, investment value is 2 lakh. Market value is also 2 lakh. So that means the value of investment have not gone down. The value of investment have not gone down. Therefore, there is no loss. So the journal entry for the second one will be just like the first one, where the entire reserve will be transferred to partner's capital account. So you get the same entry even here. Now case 3. When the market value of the investment is 1,91,000, whereas the book value is 2 lakh. Now, what is the loss? The loss is nothing but the difference. Market value is 1,91,000, book value is 2 lakhs. So therefore, the price have reduced by 9,000 rupees, right? From 2 lakh, it has gone down to 1,91,000. So price have reduced by 9,000. So the loss will be met from the IFR account. So investment fluctuation, reserve, account, debtor, the entire IFR amount. First preference will go to meet the loss in investment. So that is 9,000 rupees. Well, how did I get that? 2 lakh minus 1,91,000. So that is 9,000 rupees. Remaining 9,000 will be enjoyed by the partner in OPSR to A's capital, to B's capital, to C's capital. Distribute 9,000 in the ratio of 4:3:2. So 4,000, 3,000 and 2,000 respectively. Now the D case. Let's do the D case. Market value of the investment is 1,73,000. Book value was 2 lakh. Hope you remember, that's there in the balance sheet. Market value is 1,73,000. Book value is 2 lakh. Now what is the difference? Find out the difference and transfer that to the IFR account. So D case. Market value of the investment is 1,73,000, whereas the book value was 2 lakh. So investment have gone down by 27,000. The loss is 27,000. And if you remember, the IFR account contain only 18,000. So let's first utilize the IFR figure. IFR account debtor 18,000. 18,000 is the IFR amount, but my loss is 27,000. So I need another 9,000, which I take it from the revaluation account. And to investment 27,000. So when the loss is more than the reserve, the difference between the loss and the reserve will be met from the revaluation account. Now, E case. Market value of the investment is 2,18,000, whereas book value was 2 lakhs, isn't it? Market value is 2,18,000. Book value was 2 lakh. So investment have increased its value. The investment has gone up. So there is no loss here. Instead, we have profit. So therefore, the IFR will be entirely transferred to partner's capital account, just like the first one. IFR account data 18,000, IFR account data 18,000, to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account, 8,000, 6,000 and 4,000. Now, the next thing that comes to our mind, where will we show the increase in the price of the investment? When investment increases, it is a profit. So naturally, the increase in value will go to the revaluation account. Market value of the investment increases, increase in asset. So journal entry will be investment account data to revaluation account for the difference of 18,000. This is the market value was more than the book value. Therefore, there was no loss to set off from the IFR account. So, since there is an increase in price, the increase in price will be transferred to the revaluation account because it's a profit. So, here I've chosen a question from T.S. Garewal, question number 58. And we're going to do this now. Ananya, read the question.
Yes, ma'am. A and B are carrying on business in partnership and sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. Their balance sheet as 31st March 2021 stood as the following.
Right. There is liability position, there is assets position given. They admitted C as a partner on 1st April 2021 and they have given 1/8 share in the future profit. So according to the question, what is OPSR? Nanya?
3:2.
New partner share? New partner is admitted for 1/8 share. Yeah.
Yes,
Now, when OPSR, a new partner share is given, now tell me what will be the sacrificing ratio?
the same,
Three
ma'am.
is to
3:2.
two. Right. So first calculation is over. First working note is over. Second working note. Point number 1, goodwill of the firm is valued at 2 years purchase, twice the average profit. Sorry. Goodwill of the firm is valued at twice the average profit of last 3 years profit, which amounts to 21,000, 24,000 and 25,560. So let us find the value of the goodwill using average profit method. So average profit equals total profit divided by number of years of profit. Now, total profit is we need to add that amount. Ananya, do you have the figure ready? 21 plus 24 plus 25, 560? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. 70,560.
70,560 divided by 3. And what does this works out to?
23,520.
23,520. This is average profit. Goodwill equal to average profit into number of years of purchase. How many years of purchase is said in the question?
2
2
years.
years. Yeah, twice. So that means 23,520 into 2. So what is this?
47,040.
47,040. So this is the total goodwill of the firm. C is admitted for 1/8 of the share. Now, C share of goodwill will be, tell me what will be C share of goodwill? 47,040 into 1. Yes,
1 by
what is
8.
that?
5,880.
So C is supposed to bring 5,880 as a share of goodwill. Now, according to the point B and point C, C is to bring cash for the amount of goodwill and C is to bring 15,000 as his capital. Apart from that, there is already a goodwill in the book. As you can see, there is already a goodwill in the book. So what should I do with that goodwill first? Nanya?
It must be written off.
Tell me the journal entry to write off the existing goodwill. So this is journal entry for goodwill now. Tell me, what is the journal entry to write off the existing goodwill?
A's capital account, B's
Yeah.
capital account,
A's
to goodwill
capital
account.
account, B's capital account data to goodwill account. I think the book goodwill inside the balance sheet is 20,000 and the existing goodwill should be distributed only in OPSR. And what is OPSR here in the question? What is it? 3:2. So
Yes,
distribute
ma'am.
20,000 in the ratio of 3:2. So one will get 12,000 and the other will get 8,000. This is in regard with the goodwill that exists in the book. Now, what will be the journal entry for the goodwill that C brings in? Come on, Ananya. What is the journal entry for the goodwill that C brings in? Cash account data.
Cash account to premium for
Premium
goodwill
for
account.
goodwill. What is the amount of goodwill? C share of goodwill is 5,880, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
5,880.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, whatever goodwill C brings in, this will be transferred to old partner's capital account, to sacrificing partner's capital account in the sacrificing ratio. And here, both the partners are sacrificing. So, the journal entry will be, tell me.
Premium for goodwill
Hmm?
account to A's capital and B's
To
capital.
A's capital account to B's capital account, and this is distribution and sacrificing ratio. And apparently here sacrificing and the old ratios are same. So I distribute 5,880 in the ratio of 3:2. Do you have the figure ready? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. A's capital is 3,528.
And B? 350.
2,352.
Look, it's important to do the narration also. So I don't have space, so I'm not doing the narration. So goodwill treatment is over. The goodwill that is existing in the books, that's been written off, and the goodwill that the C brings in has been recorded. Now, next thing that we need to look into is, do we need to prepare the revaluation account or not? Well, no asset looks like they have revaluated. There is nothing about any of the asset. They haven't told us what is the value of market value of stock or debtors or furniture or for that matter machinery. They haven't spoken about anything else. They haven't spoken about any of the asset. So therefore, the assets are not being reevaluated. It reflects at the same value. It remains at the same value. Now, so stage 2 is to find the goodwill. Stage 3 is preparation of revaluation account. Stage 4 is to see whether there is any undistributed profits or losses here. Do we have any such thing like that here in the question, Ananya? See
No, ma'am.
properly. Is there any undistributed profits and losses?
Oh,
What is it?
yes.
So
General
distribute
reserve.
general reserve to old partner in what ratio? OPSR. Yeah,
3:2.
OPSR. See, do not see only 3:2 because here sacrificing is also 3:2, OPSR is also 3:2. So only goodwill get distributed in sacrificing ratio, that to new goodwill. The old goodwill always in SR only. OPSR only. So now the third one is to distribute the general reserve. General reserve account data 20,000 to A's capital account to B's capital account. Distribute that in OPSR. What is OPSR? So
3:2.
12,000 and 8,000 respectively. So we have taken care of all the adjustments now. Now let us prepare the partner's capital account. Partner's capital account. Debit, credit, particulars, A as a partner, B as a partner, C as a partner, particulars, A as a partner, B as a partner, C as a partner. What is the opening balance of capital account by balance brought down figure? Can you tell me that, Ananya?
Yes, ma'am. It's 51,450.
51,450 and 36,750. Isn't it? Okay.
Yes,
51,450 and 36. Come again.
750.
Now, C brings cash for capital. So by cash, what is the capital C brings in? 15,000, correct? By cash in C's
Yes, ma'am.
capital account. C also bring goodwill for cash for goodwill. So cash to premium for goodwill, and then that premium for goodwill is transferred to partner's capital account. So the second journal entry was premium for goodwill, to A and B's. Now A and B's capital account to premium for goodwill, isn't it? Yeah, here. Cash to premium for goodwill to A and B's capital account. Yes, premium for goodwill to A and B. So the amount is 3528 and 2352. So by premium for goodwill, Ananya, can you tell me the figure? 35 and
28. 2352.
2352. So this is the goodwill brought in by the new partner, transferred to the old partner in sacrificing ratio. Now there is a goodwill which was existing in the book and that was also written off. The journal entry was partner's capital account to goodwill. So to goodwill writing off that 20,000 in OPSR ratio. So it was 12,000 and 8,000. Am I right? Now then it's the
Yes,
general
ma'am.
reserve that to be transferred. General reserve journal entry was general reserve account debtor to partners capital account A and B. So in the capital account we'll write by general reserve. Amount was 20,000 distributed as 12,000 and 8,000. That's it. We don't have any other adjustment apart from this. Let us balance the accounts. So C's capital account 15,000 credit side, debit side nothing. So to balance carry down for C will be 15,000. Now let us find for A and B. Get the total for A, get the total for B, and let's get the balancing figure. So here the partner's capital account is balanced. A's capital account credit side total comes to 66,978. B's capital account credit side total comes to 47,402. And C 15,000. So C would not have any debit entry, so therefore his closing balance will be 15,000 only. Whereas A, the credit side total is for 66,978. Debit side we have at 12,000. So this minus this will give you the closing balance as 54,978. Likewise for B, the credit side total is 47,102 minus 8,000 on debit. So credit balance 39,102. So this is the balancing figure of capital account, which will be the balance to be shown in the balance sheet. Now let's do the balance sheet. So this is the balance sheet after the new partner's admission. So after C's admission. Liability, assets. Now let's write the capitals first. Capitals. A's capital, we have the figure ready, 54,978. B's capital, 39,102. And C's capital, 15,000. And we'll write the total later. Now, what are the other items? I think we had creditors, which didn't value, it was not revalued. So it will come in the same value. Ananya, can you tell me the creditors value?
Yes, ma'am. It's 11,800.
What are the other items that we have in the liability side of the balance sheet in the question?
Nothing, ma'am. In the asset side.
Liability, we had reserve
Okay.
that we transferred, and then there was creditors that we have taken here. Capital account we prepared. That's all. No, there is no other item, right? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
asset side. Leave cash. Read out the asset value. Other asset value. Stock. How much?
It is 28,000.
28,000, right? Next one.
Yes, ma'am.
Next asset.
Debtors.
Amount.
19,500.
Next asset.
Furniture.
Furniture.
2,500.
2,500. Next one.
Machinery.
Machinery.
48,500.
48,500. Then goodwill, that's it.
That's it,
Goodwill we
ma'am.
don't take because we have written
Goodwill.
off. Now cash. Tell me the cash figure.
Yes, ma'am. Cash.
Yeah, this
1,500.
was the cash before the admission of C. After C's admission, C has brought in 15,000 as capital, and C also brought 5,880 as his goodwill, which is also in the form of cash. So journal entry that we passed was cash to capital. So cash will naturally increase. And for goodwill, it's cash to premium for goodwill. So again, cash will naturally increase from that. So cash will be increased by these two amounts. So let us find the total of this now. Ananya, get me the total of capital.
Total of capital,
Yes.
right? And it's 1 lakh
1 lakh,
uh, mm, 9,080.
1,800. Sure.
109080.
109080. Okay. 54978 plus 39,102 plus a 15,000. That is 1,09,080. And okay, so let's find the total. When I add 11,800 to this, I'm getting 1,20,880. Now check the book answer and tell me whether I'm getting the answer or not.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
now let's go to the asset side. 28,000 plus 19,500 plus 2,500 plus 48,500 plus 22,380. All right, which is also 1,20,880. So hence we got the balance sheet tallied. So this is how we do a simple admission question.